History Garden's AP Human Geography Unit 4 podcast review. Here we are going to dive into political patterns and processes. If you've ever wondered why if you've ever wondered why some countries have more stable governments than others, why borders are drawn the way they are, or how political conflicts arise, this episode will break it all down for you. Understanding political geography is critical, not just for the AP exam, but for making sense of global affairs today. In this episode, we'll explore the different types of political boundaries, the role of states and nations, the impact of colonialism and imperialism, and the challenges modern political geography presents, such as supranational organizations and conflicts over territory. By the end, you'll have a strong foundation over how politics shapes the world map. Some basic definitions to keep in mind are these ideas of states and nations. So when we're talking about a state, this is a defined political entity with a government, territory, and sovereignty. Usually we use the idea of a country as being synonymous with state. So again, a state is a defined political entity with a government, territory, and sovereignty. A nation is a group of people with a shared cultural identity. And then you get a nation state when a nation and a state occupy the same territory. So like Japan or the United States. Multinational state, this is a state with multiple national groups like Canada or Russia. A stateless nation, these are ethnic groups without a sovereign state, so like the Kurds or Palestinians. An example is the Kurds are a stateless nation spread across Turkey, Iraq, Syria, and Iran. This has led to conflicts over autonomy and statehood. There are different political boundaries that you need to understand in this unit. You have geometric. These are straight line borders, often created without regard to physical or cultural features. Think of the U.S.-Canada border. You have physical boundaries. These are boundaries that follow natural features like rivers or mountains. So the border between France and Spain is along the Pyrenees mountain range. Cultural, we have boundaries based on cultural differences such as language or religion. You can think about the border between India and Pakistan. That is over cultural and religious boundaries. You need to understand the ideas of antecedent versus subsequent boundaries. An antecedent, this existed before human settlement. So this is the U.S.-Canada border in the west. Subsequent, these developed alongside cultural or political developments. So like the Germany-Poland border changes that take place throughout world history. You have superimposed versus relic boundaries. Superimposed are drawn by outside forces, often without regard for local ethnic groups. Think of the borders drawn for states in Africa from European colonialism. You can also use that as examples of borders drawn in the Middle East, also from European colonialism. You have relic. These are borders that are no longer in use but still visible in cultural landscapes, like the Berlin Wall in East Germany. Colonialism, this is when European powers controlled large parts of Africa, Asia, and the Americas, shaping modern political geography. Decolonization, this is when many African and Asian countries gained independence post-World War II, but faced challenges like ethnic conflicts and economic instability. Neocolonialism, these are former colonies that remain economically dependent on their colonial rulers, often through multinational corporations. If you want to know more about colonialism, decolonialism, and neocolonialism, there are a few videos in the AP World History playlist that you could check out that will give you a dive on what those three things are and how it looked in human history. We've got different political systems that are taking place in this unit. You have unitary states. These are centralized governments that hold most of your power. So like France or China, you have federal states. This is where power is divided between central and regional governments. Ideas of this would be the US, Canada, and Germany. And then confederations, which are loose alliances of independent states. So like early United States under the Articles of Confederation, or even the southern states during the American Civil War. Again, if you want more on these types of governance and want more examples or just a better understanding, check out the government playlist, and it should be up here soon, and you should be able to look through unitary states, federal systems, and confederation. As well, in this unit, we see a supranational organizations and geopolitical challenges. We're trying to find a way to get different cultures and spaces and governments to work together in a friendly manner for the betterment of humanity. So we have the establishment of things like the UN or the United Nations. This focuses on peacekeeping and global cooperation. We have the European Union, also known as the EU. This helps promote economic and political unity among European nations. We have things like NATO, or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. This is a military alliance for mutual defense. You have the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN. This promotes economic growth and cooperation in Southeast Asia. Some geopolitical challenges that we see are things like separatist movements. So these are ethnic areas that want to separate from the main political space. So you can think of like Catalonia in Spain that wants to separate from Spain and be its own thing. You have Scotland in the UK that has also got a movement to try to separate from the UK to be its own country. We see geopolitical tensions. These are tensions between nation states. So like, for example, the disputes in the South China Sea, or even the conflict that we're currently seeing between Russia and the Ukraine. We also see the use of terrorism and political instability. This is different examples throughout. You can also check out the government playlist for more about terrorism. But we're seeing groups like ISIS that are challenging that national sovereignty. All right, so we're kind of gearing towards the end. So some memory tricks for this unit that you can use on the test. You can use the acronym of STATE for political geography. So STATE, S-T-A-T-E. This is sovereignty. So sovereignty is that control over internal affairs. T, territory, defined land with borders. A, autonomy, self-government in some regions. T, treaties, agreements that shape political relations. And finally, E, economy, political decisions that affect our resources. When you're looking at supranational organization acronym, you can think of UNITE. UNITE, U-N-I-T-E. So the UN is for the UN, which is a peacekeeping and diplomacy organization. You have NATO. This is about military alliances. The IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund. This tries to bring economic stability. You have trade agreements for T, like NAFTA, the EU, and WTO. And then E is environmental cooperation. So this is like the Kyoto Affairs or the Paris Climate Agreement. For multiple choice questions on the test, be sure to be familiar with the differences between nation state. Let me start again. Be sure to know the difference between nation, state, and nation state. So that would be nation by itself, state by itself, and then nation-state. All three are different things. Refer to the beginning of this podcast, as well as that government playlist as well for a little bit more in depth on that. But be sure that you know the differences between those three things. Also, be able to know the types of boundaries and real-world examples of those boundaries. Your short answer questions example, you may be asked to explain the impact of colonialism on modern political boundaries. For this, you can reference specific cases like African borders or India's partition. For DBQ, you may be asked something like to analyze the role of supranational organizations and political stability. Here you can talk about NATO's military role, the EU's economic policies, the creation and establishment of the UN, and policies as well as missions that they have undertaken in history. For your LAQs or your long essay questions, you may be asked something like to compare unitary and federal systems and their impacts on governance. For example, do a cause and effect, or a versus of France versus the United States. How each government looks, how it functions, what are some similarities, what are their differences. So our key takeaways. Political geography explains how borders, governance, and conflict shape the world. Understanding political systems helps make sense of Understanding political systems help make sense of global events. Recognizing the impact of colonialism and supranational organizations is crucial. Use world maps to visualize borders and conflicts. Connect historical events to modern political patterns. Again, if you need some more in-depth, check out those other channels and videos to help you in understanding and studying for this unit. Thank you for tuning in to episode 4. Next time, we're going to explore agriculture and rural land use patterns. Be sure to review your notes and keep practicing those key terms. See you in the next episode.